us together. C&M for your international media. C&M linking us together. C&M for your international media.
It was actually on a television show, a Christmas special television show that was being filmed over here by Sir Tom Jones, another person with the title Miss MBE Bazil Meade. And so
it was amazing. My good friend Beverly Knight was also on that. You know, she sings Up a Storm.
Yeah.
And then there was also the house choir, which is another gospel choir.
That's right.
It was led for a while by one of my nieces. She was an amazing vocalist, and they specialize in house beat music. Yeah, they're quite an exciting thing as well. We had a really good time, really good Christmas show. Yeah, and Miles unexpectedly. I didn't expect to see Miles there. It took me a few takes before I recognized who he was. I said, I know that guy. I kept saying from the side, I know that guy. When he spoke, I said, yes, I know him. Miles, the comedian.
Really. It was electric, and the thing was, it was in Wales as well. We filmed that in Wales. We went over to Wales to film that. And
Cardiff,
yeah, what a fantastic night that was. It was just amazing. It really was.
Do you know, I was working with a choir at the time down in the south of England. I mean, deep south. And they got a minibus, or a couple of minibuses, and drove up. They were at the front, the noisiest group there.
Wow.
They were just so excited to be involved, because and it's a choir of teachers. They call Teachers Rock, and they just so passionate and enthusiastic to at last being able to see some gospel choirs live, as opposed to you know, just watching on TV. But they were in the audience right at the front, and they were having a fantastic time. Really good to see them.
Teachers Rock. So is that school teachers?
Is that?
You said Teachers Rock? Is it school teachers rock?
Yeah, they're all school teachers. All school, heads of schools. So they've come together as a choir, and they sing a lot of gospel. They sing other styles of music. And I've gone down to their part of the world and spent weekends with them, running them through gospel workshops and showing them the rudiments of how to achieve a sound that was what they were aiming for. Lovely people, absolutely lovely. That's happening a great deal across UK and Europe.
Right. I love that. I love the camaraderie and coming together and, you know, partnering and doing things together. That's awesome. Awesome.
It is.
Teachers Rock is. Was that for the whole of the UK? Was it the Teachers Rock?
No, just for their part of UK. Where the band is down Devon area. I mean, not too far away from where Glastonbury is. It's down that side. It's that far.
Somerset.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of down in that area. Yeah. And there's one. The main leader, her name is called Debbie Kent. A little petite lady, but very, very gifted. And she writes music. She does a lot of work in schools. So I actually played on one of the projects. We recorded an album with the gathering of the school children. We went into a barn and brought in a mobile recordings unit, and we recorded the choir. Had about 80 children in that space. Wow. With the teachers as well. I mean, that's the sort of thing that is happening. And as a leader of gospel music here in Europe, I see it as a great opportunity to educate people about the music, about the journey of the music. So give them some hits as well. And it's bringing the communities together. It's a wonderful, wonderful way of doing it. Of course, I've got to present the whole package to them in a way that they could understand. You know, some of our folk will go into that setting. I want to get in spirit and start talking in tongues and all of that kind of stuff. Shouting in the spirit and
yes,
the antics that we get on in church. But you have to be your sense about when you're going cross culture like that, the way you present the gospel and the journey of the music, like an essential part of educating people, so they come together with us, but there's an understanding of what they're engaging with.
Right. And it's always good to know the journey and the history. It's always good to know where you're, you know, whose shoulders are you standing on? You know, what did they experience and go through? And you can move forward. Yeah.
And can I ask no, sorry, carry on.
I find that they're very receptive to that. I think maybe sometimes the tutors probably don't clock into that area, but from the questions they asked me during the introducing of a song, told me that they want to know. They want to know, you know, some of it might not be pleasant for them to hear, but then it's up to you. You're the skill you can use to, you're not trying to send them on the guilt trip, but at the same time, you're sharing information that is important for them to know. So when they sing with understanding.
Yeah.
They connect with the history and the story, the pain and the suffering that started this journey. And so they can grow with it. And as they sing the songs, there's more emotion, there's more attachment. Because they're connecting to the story. And that's such an important thing.
Totally.
Because you get a lot from that as well, because you're you know, you're trying to relay it as well, and you get a lot from it because you can see the results. What I wanted to know was that, you know, Somerset is very, very different from London. And you mentioned Glastonbury just then. Have you played Glastonbury? Have you and the choir the Glastonbury Festival, which is possibly the biggest festival in the UK?
In Europe.
Boom.
25,000 people. Would you believe it's like a town?
Wow.
Miles, LCGC played Glastonbury for about 18 to 20 years. Every Sunday we were there in the venue they call the acoustic tent, and that holds about 5,000 people.
Sure.
And then the organizer's wife died, and so we were asked to open the Sunday morning, the big stage, the main stage. We were asked to open that stage with a devotional presentation. So we did that on that occasion, and it was just absolutely amazing. Amazing. People. People who would not ever go to church, people who would not venture into a church building, they were so respectful. They followed our guidance and what we requested them to do, and they just, it felt like a massive prayer meeting for a moment. Thousands of people. And the organizer was absolutely thrilled that we were able to do that at this huge festival. On the main stage, where you've had the biggest names in music perform regularly. But here was a gospel choir opening up the stage on this particular Sunday morning. Tremendous.
See, that's fantastic, and I do know multitude of Glastonbury, because in one of the other fields, they've got like the cabaret area where they have all the live entertainment performers, the jugglers and fire eaters. And I'm fortunate enough to host the main stage, the main cabaret stage. So about 2,000. Holds about 2,000 in there, but it's not as big as the music side of Glastonbury. But at the same time, you know, when you do get that feedback, it's just something else. It's there and then, you know. And again, just like yourselves, excuse me, I've been fortunate to be called back year after year to be one of the hosts on the cabaret stage. Had I known that you were headlining on the biggest stage at Glastonbury, I would have been there at the front.
You're too busy running your stage, but there you go. That's
but it's so big. It's just people don't realise TV only show you a small aspect of it. I mean, it literally is set over miles. You know, you can, and it's amazing. I would implore anybody to go there.
There's a main road. There's a main road with the shopping outlets. They're selling carpets. I mean, absolutely everything. People, you know, it's a main road where you have a lot of shops, foods, textile, everything and some very different stuff. Some other substances as well. But it's all happening down there.
Absolutely.
I'd love to go there.
And talking about stars and celebrities on those main stage, you've had your short fill of supporting big names in the industry. Just give us an insight about some of the people who you've supported and performed with.
We've collaborated with people like Sir Elton John, Paul McCartney. I mean, most of the British greats we have been on stage with them. Quite controversial. The very first Live 8 at Wembley Stadium. LCGC was there.
Wow!
I had about 70 members. Of course, it was the AIDS, the sort of introduction of AIDS at that time, and it was taboo. The Christian church, the church was, well, you know, it's a sinner's thing. It's a sinner's thing, you know. It's not going to come near us, so you must keep far away from it. Don't have anything to do with it. But I felt we were asked as musicians to come along and provide and be part of the show, basically. So like George Martin, I mean, it was when my guy from Queen, Freddie Mercury, was still around. So he was there, and we sang with a number of the artists. It so happens, you know, do get some criticism for doing those kind of things. But look what has transpired. Look what has turned out. The years that followed. We recognize that this disease touches many people who are not necessarily living lives that loose. But you know, we should show love and care for our fellow man, and not be judgmental. And so I took LCGC there, and we received quite a lot of acknowledgement for doing that as a Christian organization from non-Christian, because they thought we were showing human care and attention to what was going on around us. You know what? We had a moment, we were given a massive room, the green room, where we would congregate, change, but we always have devotion before we step out on stage. And you know, that gig, I mean, it went on all day. So you had loads of proper heavy rock guys dressed in their leathers and you know, pieces of metal everywhere. And we were having our devotion, and we left the room open. And while we were singing, we saw a head coming to the door. And you know, they just gradually worked. They were drawn in. There's a magnet pulling them, and they came into the room, and we were holding hands, this massive circle in the room. And they came and asked, well, can we join you?
Wow.
So we welcome them and say, yes, of course you can.
Yes.
They joined our devotion, and we sang and we prayed, and they bowed their heads respectfully and just wanted to be part. And they said, oh my God, we had never thought ever of doing anything like this before we go out on stage.
Wow.
You have taught us something tonight. Yeah. Because, you know, I spoke about our reason for being there.
Yes.
And we are grateful to God for the gift that he's given us of music. So we're using it to impact the lives of others. And they said, we've never, ever thought of doing that. But we have learned, and you blessed us by allowing us to join you. We've learned so much just by being here. Thank you very much for this. Wow, wonderful. I mean, those are the types of things that happen when you put yourself out of your comfort zone and the place that you usually rotate and move in. So yeah, I absolutely love doing those. So you had like Phil Collins, George Michael,
yeah.
Queen. I mean, a huge host of artists there. We've done many things with Sting, Luther Vandross, my most favorite, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder. I even provided my choir for Puff Daddy when he was Puff Daddy.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, he flew, I think MTV flew 100 members out to Ireland for the MTV events.
Nice. Wow.
So, you know, there are massive amount of people that we have performed with, like Sam Smith here, some of the new guys around today.
No, Sam Smith.
1975 massive rock band. We had Pink.
Yeah.
The MTV. I provide LCGC for the awards, the Brits Awards here. Timberlake, Justin Timberlake. I provided 120 singers for him for the Brits Awards. There are. I mean, the list is huge.
That is awesome. Awesome.
Can I ask what like working with Mariah Carey?
Next question.
Experience. It was a great experience.
It's unique. We threw Mariah on a couple of questions, but you know what I learned was a lot of these artists surround themselves with people who don't necessarily represent them well.
Okay.
And sometimes it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and you wonder, well, are these people angels? Were they dropped down from heaven? They do not live like the rest of us. Why can't you breathe the same air that they breathe? Why they can't breathe? You know, there's all of that kind of attitude around it. And we just said, well, okay, we will get paid and we'll go. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that is it. But I think sometimes it's the people surround them.
Right.
Who give them bad reputations.
Right. Wow. Well, listen, Basil, you mentioned, 70 of your choir members sang at one place, 100 sang somewhere else. Tell us about the people behind those 4 letters, LCGC. Who are they? Where are they from? What do they do? I know they're part of LCGC, but tell us about the people in the choir.
Interesting. Many characters, can I say? And we could well imagine from 1982 when we began. I was recently talking about this because we're reaching our 40th year next year. 40 years of LCGC. Wow.
Yes.
And I met quite a few of my original members on a cruise, a gospel cruise that was organized in either 81 or 82 to literally 24 hours cruise to Gothenburg and back to a place like Harwich. And It was new. It had never been done before in the UK. So
Yeah.
I met many of the members because we introduced the idea. The idea was to accumulate as many members as singers as possible to form a mass choir where we could celebrate gospel music in London. The idea was to bring as many churches or as many singers. It wasn't so much about the churches, as many singers as possible.
Yes.
And I met many of the members on that cruise. They came from the apostolic churches, the New Testament Church of Gods, the prophecy, you name it. So it united churches in that. That wasn't necessarily the aim, but that's what happened. Back then, it was primarily Caribbean.
Okay.
From Caribbean churches. I mean, fast forward to 39 years.
Yes.
It's mixed of a very heavy mix of African members.
Wow.
Youngsters who were born to African parents here in the UK. I've got one member who lives in Nigeria.
Huh?
He comes back and forward. James, he's amazing.
Nice.
He was studying here in London, joined the choir.
Yeah.
And when his visa ran out, he concluded his studies, he had to go back. But whenever we have a busy period, a number of things to do, James will fly back into London and he'll stay here and travel and do whatever needs to do with the choir. He's just, I was on the phone to him yesterday in Nigeria. We had a session in our studio. Yeah. And I put him on Zoom. He was watching the others while they performed. It created such a buzz because he went back last year, so they haven't seen him in person.
Right.
So you know, that's one member. I had a member from Norway.
Yes.
Who was over in England studying. She lived in Liverpool. And that young lady came to choir rehearsal in London every Wednesday.
Yeah.
She would get on the bus, travel to London, after rehearsal, quickly go back to Victoria Station, and ride the night bus. I mean, she's reaching home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. But she did it every week. Wow. Needless to say, she was always the first, the earliest to rehearsal.
Right.
So there are so many different characters. You've had some. I've got three members who are original members of LCGC. So they joined in 1982, 83.
Wow.
And they're still there. It helps to keep them young.
Right.
And because they have to keep healthy and young because the choir is full of young people. So it tends to keep you healthy and vibrant. Awesome. There are people who have got members from Congo.
Oh.
Nigeria is the most dominant because they're the most plentiful of the African continent here.
Okay.
Zimbabwe.
Nice.
At one point, I had quite a few South Africans in the choir. Went for a period when many South Africans came into UK.
Yes.
Some of them joined LCGC, wonderful voices, but they've since returned. A few white members. I've had Spanish members. I've had Italian members.
Wow.
Danish members. So the choir represents, and I feel it's always represented, it is the London Community Gospel Choir.
Right.
It represents the blend of London, the cultural blend of London. So yeah, it's a great family of people. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy worshiping together.
Yes.
But we have a good time when we're out there. It's not just preaching. We don't travel with a Bible in our hands.
Okay.
But people will see us by our behavior and our attitude and what we present from the stage, that we are people of faith. And that is most important thing that we could do.
Awesome. Wonderful. A wonderful mix of people of nationalities. As you said, he's representing the community of London and the UK. And that's great. That's awesome. Awesome.
I forgot to mention Madonna. Like a Prayer in London at a massive festival in Hyde Park. That is, you'll see that on YouTube, the choir in all white.
Yes.
That was such an amazing day.
Oh my God.
Event. You had a number of American rap artists and R&B. I flew over to London. I was backstage with them.
Wow.
They flew over for that event. Yeah, they're all backstage.
Yeah.
And Bob Geldof, who organizes these things, he
Yes.
showed a video before the music kicked off.
Mhm.
And he showed what the work that he was doing in Africa.
Yes.
And showed mothers with their babies, with, you know, massive tummies, flies all over their faces. And he showed one particular baby.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you saw that child on the screen a few moments ago. Well, she is here.
Wow.
Oh my
This was like
goodness.
20 years later.
Yes.
And, I mean, you're talking about how many people? They had about 100,000 people in Hyde Park. It was a massive event.
Huge.
And he introduced her, and this absolutely beautiful creature walks out with flowing hair on the stage.
Yes.
People cried.
Oh.
I mean, it was, people just lost it.
Yes.
Oh,
so the
wow.
transformation from what they saw on the screen to this young lady who walked out. She's been to university, had her exams, passed exams, and Bob just went on to show the work that was being done in Africa. And those kind of things live with me.
Yes.
Because they're very special moments.
Yeah.
And it's when human beings actually feel that they're united in a good cause.
Yeah.
On a good cause.
Right.
And there was that sense on that day, because so many people just wept when they saw it. They couldn't believe their eyes. And, you know, people wanted to donate and support the work that Bob Geldof and his team were doing.
Right, right.
And then LCGC and Madonna with LCGC sang Like a Prayer, I think just before she came out. Oh, the scene was set perfectly. And it worked.
I can imagine. Awesome.
You know, it's those special moments that absolutely portray the versatility of yourself and the choir.
Yeah.
You're not just, you know, one road. You're not just blinkered. You don't just do one thing. The choir is versatile, and you can perform with all these artists. I've got a little clip here, actually, that I do want to show of yourself and the choir in action. So just take a little look at this.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
awesome. Tell us about that night, Basil. What was going on?
That was that was 30 choir festival. So I had 30 choirs from around Europe coming to London Royal Festival Hall.
Yes.
For the weekend. It was actually the weekend coming. It was the first weekend in May. We did it maybe about 8 years ago.
Right.
So the choir in white, the people in white, they are members that they call the Joy Singers from Valenza in Italy.
Oh.
Started a gospel festival with them in Italy 10, 11 years ago.
Yes.
They were one of the choirs, and we taught them our songs, so we had them on stage singing with us, all Italian, fabulous people. So we had choirs from all over Europe.
Right.
Irish choirs, we had Italian choirs, Spanish choirs, parts of Eastern Europe, from UK, and we packed out the Royal Festival Hall. Some of the photos just amazing. We actually broke the Guinness World, what it was called again, Guinness Book of Record.
Yes.
For the largest performing gospel choir on that night.
Oh wow! Awesome.
They were actually in-house, and we had to perform "Oh Happy Day." We had to perform that for a certain length of time, and they had to see every member.
Yes.
Every member singing and being engaged with the song, and they monitored. They had about 8 different persons representing them, and they're watching people's mouths to make sure they were doing what they meant to be doing. So we broke. I think we had nearly 1,200 piece choir there that night.
That sound must have been amazing. I can imagine the Royal Festival Hall.
Royal Festival Hall, yeah,
Oh,
Royal Festival Hall.
What a
Yeah,
sound!
it was a tremendous. It has many boxes in that particular venue.
Yes.
So every box was occupied.
That
every
is
bit of space
awesome.
was occupied. It was fantastic. One of the events that we put on, we were very proud of. Very proud of it.
I know you probably, the past year and a half, you've probably missed the live performance, going to these venues, just sharing your music. How's it been for the choir since 2020?
They have missed it badly.
Yeah.
We had an event, we're putting on our virtual concert for the end of May, 22nd of May, and we came together to do a preparation to record a piece for that. And many of them hadn't been together, hadn't seen each other for months.
Right.
The atmosphere and the energy was just off the hook. They had missed each other.
Yes.
And we had to be quietening them down for quite a bit. Tell them, no, okay. When we finish the song, you could go back to greeting each other and chatting and so forth.
Right,
We need to get this recorded. We need to do this. But you know what our people can be like when they're excited. But it helped the energy with the performance. It helped the energy and the vibe in the place. And
yes.
Yeah. But it has been very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah. Well, tell us, you mentioned May 22nd, Basil. Talk about what's happening on May 22nd. Tell the people what's going on.
Well, we're accustomed to, we're a full-time choir. That's to say that I run the choir from in the northeast London, Walthamstow to be exact.
Yeah.
I have my own recording studio, and we have offices, so it's the headquarters. Okay. And we have performed, and we earn our living from our performances. We haven't had to depend on funding, grants, or anything like that. So we've not been able to do that for nearly 15 months. And so, to keep everything ticking over, the people are salaried. There are 3 full-time people who look after the business side. So there are payments are going out of the accounts. Okay, we get a little bit of support, but we've tried to, we have applied for funding from the various pots that the government say you can apply to for money to help you to survive. But we just have failed. We've not been successful in getting any support in that area. We've made a number of applications, but been turned down each time. So we decided, well, we can't be sitting down on our hands. We need to help ourselves, because, or we will not be here come autumn, winter. So we decided we need to do something. So a virtual concert, reaching out to many of the friends that we have worked with in the industry, and our public, our supporters, to help us by donating. And so the concert is happening on the 22nd of May. It was meant to happen on the 17th of April. But because of Prince Philip, the death of our Queen's husband died. And so it so happens that they have placed his funeral on the same day as our concert. So we realized it was going to be a very tough challenge competing for media attention with that major event. So we decided to move it to the 22nd of May. 6 o'clock in the evening, UK time. So we reached out. We've got Donald Lawrence involved. We've got B.B. Winans involved. We've got another artist, which I need to check out his name. I will tell you when I'm going to check it up. So we've got about 3 American artists, well-known artists, involved in our concert.
Wonderful.
We've got Beverly Knight. I don't know if you remember Beverly Knight.
I remember Beverly, yes.
Beverly has become a real massive household name here in West End and just band music. As Roachford, Paul Carrick, Mike and the Mechanics, Eric Clapton, he played for Eric Clapton. The Noel Robinson, Michelle John. Choirs from Europe. We've got Boy George as well, who sent in a video.
Really?
So, and there's Jules Holland. You remember Jules Holland? Jules, we've been friends for a number of years. He sent a wonderful support video. And there are more coming. We now have 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks to build more content into it. So it's going to be a fabulous event. It's a fundraising event to help LCGC to get a few pounds into our bank account to help us to pay our bills and survive until we can start working for ourselves again. That is our medium. That's what we want to do. And so, we hope that our public will reach out, and anyone can donate, whether you're in the Caribbean, America, Africa, Australia, UK, wherever you are in the world. The LCGC website will be the place to find all the information. lcgc.org.uk. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, Twitter. You'll find us everywhere. So we hope that we'll be showing some love on running up to it and on the day, the 22nd of May.
Great. And so it's going to be May the 22nd, and I'll give you all the time zones. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. in Europe. Don't forget that date. Lock it in your calendar.
6 p.m.
UK. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. UK. 6 p.m. UK. Wonderful.
UK, 7 p.m. Europe. That's right. 6 p.m. Europe. Yeah, you've got it all down, Carol. My goodness. I'm there looking at you. I'm saying, is she just reeling off her head? Oh, how does she do that so quickly? Very impressive.
She's good.
Really?
She's good. Yeah, she's good.
And let me give the website.
She's very good.
Thank you. The website is www.lcgc.org.uk. You can go there. You can also find them on Facebook, LCGC, or London Community Gospel Choir, and Instagram. And also, while you're at it, go back to YouTube, Find LCGC and subscribe. Then you can hear more of their music and you can get to know them more. Yeah, what do you think, Miles?
Do you know that it's fantastic? And you know, what we're going to say to you, Basil, and this is what we're going to do especially for you, okay? The May 22nd function, we're going to do our own CNN Media video that you can play in alongside those big names.
Yeah.
Just for you, my friend, okay? There's going to be a CNN Media special video you're going to play in amongst all those big names there, okay? They'll know us. They'll know us. You know, this will be good.
Let's have that. No, it's actually wonderful. The more the variety will just make it more interesting. The whole program more
because those celebs will say, "Hold on a sec, I know that guy from somewhere."
Somewhere.
He's
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Do you know? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take you off your comfort zone just a little bit, all right? And
am I ready?
There's a little thing. Yeah, absolutely. Where'd you get that picture in the background, by the way? That's lovely. What is that? Go on, tell us. It's been us. Go on.
Many people ask me that. It's a gorgeous one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I brought that from Africa. I can't remember which.
I know what picture.
I've done it. It could be Ghana.
Yes.
I like to pick up paintings and some of the art from Africa when I go out there. So that's one of my prized ones. That's why I like to sit here, because people are always asking me about it.
That's nice. That's a good touch. I like that. So this is what we're going to do. Going to play a little game with you, right? I just like to play a little game, you know. And this is specifically designed to learn a little bit more about Bazil Meade MBE. All right. So there's just quick fire questions. All right. I'll ask you the question, and then you just answer accordingly. All right.
Okay.
You ready for this? Okay.
I don't know.
So just quick. You'll get the hang of it. All right. Few quick fire questions. Off we go. Simple question to start. All right. Bus or train?
Train.
Okay. Okay, you like the comfort of the train, right? So, comedy film or action film?
Action film.
Okay.
Oh, you like the action? You like the okay? I'm a bit of an action film. I prefer the action film to the comedy films. Seriously, so we're on the same. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Good answer.
Very good answer for me. Right, here we go. VIP tickets to the Wimbledon tennis final, or VIP tickets to the football final at Wembley.
Football final at Wembley.
Oh, so you're a football fan?
Oh yeah, I'm a Tottenham fan.
Oh, you're a Tottenham fan?
Yeah.
My goodness! I'll probably edit that bit out actually, if that's. Do you know, one of my best buddies is a Tottenham fan, and he used to, and he's got those, you know, the tickets where you can just you get like the 3-course meal and things like that. He used to invite me along. Yeah, one of those ones. And he used to invite, whenever he couldn't get a guest, he used to say, do you want to come to the football? I say, yeah, of course I want to come to the football. It's only because you got the free lunch and the free food and the free drink. That's the bit that I liked. But I did get to know all the Tottenham players.
Oh, I will be a backup for you when you can't make it, Miles.
Absolutely. And I met I met Ozzy Ardiles. Do you remember Ozzy Ardiles?
Wow.
Yeah. And who was the goalkeeper? Pat Jennings.
Pat Jennings.
Oh, yeah, I remember Pat.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I met them. They were walking about, and I said, "Excuse me, you don't know me, but can I take a picture with you? Is that all right?"
Those are legends.
Legends.
Yeah.
I'm going to put those pictures up in the edit, all right, so people can see.
Okay.
Right. So here we go. This is gonna, right? North London or South London?
Are you really asking me that?
Now you can take a moment. You can take a moment if you like.
All north, mate. London is all north. There's no south. All right, that's what I'm saying. London is all north, no south. People live across the water think they're living in South London. It's really North London they're living in.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I have one.
Okay. Yeah, go on then.
So, Basil, hotel or Airbnb?
Hotel, girl.
Yes, yeah. That's a no-brainer, isn't it? I love
One quick one. I think you've answered this already, actually. I was going to ask you, painting or photo?
Oh.
Painting.
Yeah.
Because, painting, it's about human gift, human talent. You know, there's a photo can be beautiful, but just what goes into creating a painting, it connects more powerfully with me.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. Well, one last one. This is the last one, right? I got a choice of two. Okay, let's do this one, right? Coffee at Starbucks or a cup of tea at the Ritz.
The Ritz being handed down. I thought you were going to say a cup of ginger tea at the Ritz.
Ginger
Caribbean ginger tea at the Ritz.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be run. That place would be packed out if they started to do Caribbean ginger tea at the Ritz. You know what I mean? It will transform the place.
You know that.
I'd love that.
Funny. Well, no, that's nice, man. That's just a little playful section we like to do with our guests. Yeah, we just get to know them a little bit more, Basil. Basil, where when you got your MBE from the Queen, what was that experience? Because that's not an everyday experience, is it? Right. You're being, there's a whole lot of other specially selected people in the UK there, and there is a tradition to it as well. So how was it for you?
Yeah, it was surprising because I love what I do, and I'm not necessarily looking for rewards of that type. Acknowledgements. It's good to be recognized what you do, but you just get on and do what you do because you love doing it, and because it's I see it as an amazing tool of communication, and connecting with other human beings of all cultures. And so I received a letter, like this was probably like November,
Yeah.
might be, I think it was 2018, with what looked like a royal seal on it. And I thought the envelope looked a bit different to the type of envelope you would normally see dropping through the letterbox. So I picked it up and saw the stamp on it, Royal Mail, something like that. So when I opened it, and again, the paper inside was different to normal paper. So it felt like there was something special written on this piece of paper. So I opened it and saw the royal stamp, and I said, "Ooh, what's this?" So I opened it and I read about my nomination, and I thought, "Well, wow!" I read it, fold the paper, put it back in the envelope, and put it in my rucksack that I take to the office. So I walked into my office, and my two colleagues were there. And I put my bag down. I said, "Oh, do you know, I got a letter this morning from Buckingham Palace." As soon as I said that, they both perked up with wide grins on their faces. So I said, "What, did you know about this?" "Yes, for 6 months," they said.
What?
Oh, wow.
They kept it quiet for 6 months.
For 6 months.
Wow.
We were feeding them with information about you. They were calling us. They make sure they kept everything kind of really secretive. So they call us at particular times when you were not around, so our conversation didn't give it away. And we were just giving them information because they needed to get information about your background, your history, and all of that, because someone had nominated you for an MBE.
Now, sorry, before you continue, can you, for those that may not be familiar with, British customs and the Queen and those type of honors, what does MBE stand for?
Member of the British Empire.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you've got the OBE, which is Order of the British Empire, and there are other levels as well. But it's those acknowledgements are given to people who have done work in the community, in the British community, that has been recognized as impacting and selfless, tireless, continuous ongoing work, helping other UK people, Londoners, and everywhere else to develop and to achieve things. So through the London Community Gospel Choir, I have been impacting the whole of the music industry, the pop industry, especially here in the UK, because many of the singers who come from my choir have gone on to perform with people like Eric Clapton, Annie Lennox, Will Young, Tom Jones. They infiltrate the whole of the UK music industry. So my award was for services to gospel, for gospel music and the wider music industry.
Wow, wonderful. Well, congratulations. It's an honor that is well due. You've been, a stalwart in the industry for 40 or 40 plus years, and you've impacted many lives in a positive way. You've shown the love of Christ to people that don't know him or not familiar with him, and you've served your community. So we honor you, and we are grateful for you, and congratulations on being an MBE recipient. It's a great honor.
Thank you.
I think it's absolutely amazing, the work that you've done. It's been a pleasure for me to have worked alongside you physically as well. I'm very much looking forward to May the 22nd, and we shall push that as much as possible. That's going to be an absolutely special day, and we really implore people to put that time aside and join us all at that special time, 6 p.m. UK, and all of the rest of the other times Carol said earlier. Right? I can't remember them all. Okay.
I don't remember them all.
No. But Basil, thank you so much for giving us the time today. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I think I'm going to dash out and buy some fish and chips now, Carol. I should be thinking of you. I'll be thinking of you.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're going to owe me fish and chips when I come over to London. I'll be coming to North London, to Walthamstow.
No,
My
remember now. Come to North London, best fish and chips.
No!
Okay.
So, hey, just one very quick thing. I'm going to be really cheeky here now, right? And ask that we've got the International Gospel Music Summit happening on the 8th and 9th of October. If you're around, could you pop in for us?
Absolutely. Make sure you give me dates so I can, tell me exactly when, and I'll mark that off in my diary because, I'd love to come along.
Wonderful. I'll send you that information straight away. It has been such a joy and a pleasure. It's so good to see you. I can't wait when we're in the same space, face to face. We get to talk, hang out, and either go to Starbucks or go to the Ritz. I'm not sure which one, but we'll get some tea, some ginger tea.
Ginger tea. Yeah, man.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Well, listen, thank you everyone that tuned in from around the globe. Don't forget, stop by LCGC website, lcgc.org.uk. It's in the chat. Or you can go on Facebook and find the London Community Gospel Choir, or go to Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Put May 22nd in your calendar. We will see you at the virtual LCGC concert at 6 p.m. UK. God bless you. Thank you so much, Basil. We'll talk soon, okay?
Bless you. See you guys again
soon,
hopefully.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Take care now. See you.
Linking us together, C&M for your international media.